So imagine making a movie where it's like Frankenstein, Pinocchio, and James and the Giant Peach all squashed into the genre of dark comedy with a massive political societal commentary. Welcome to Poor Things. Let's check it out. My goodness, this movie was insane, which is to be expected from Yorgos Lanthimos, who, he's brought us The Lobster, he brought us Killing of a Sacred Deer, he brought us The Favorite. So if you've seen any of Yorgos's films, you would know that he brings a very unique style and voice to the table. Poor Things is really kind of a take on the Frankenstein story where you have a person who has kind of been brought to life by this crazy scientist, and then we kind of watch them evolve and change throughout the course of the story. I mean, there's a lot of different elements here in this movie. It's a travel movie. There's buddy situations. So we have Emma Stone, who kind of plays the Frankenstein monster character in this film. Then you have Willem Dafoe, who plays Dr. Frankenstein. And then you have Mark Ruffalo, who plays this just very quirky, very interesting character who kind of helps progress Bella through her evolution and her growth. It's absolutely a modern day fairy tale, and as you know from my past movies, I love modern day fairy tales, and I think that it's based on the book Poor Things, which truly was like a satirical fairy tale. It's fantasy, but it was done as commentary to really kind of talk about men and what men want, and then in contrast to the independent woman. And so those kind of political ideas and those societal pressures on this story are very, very evident, and they're executed very, very well. So let's talk about what I liked. Okay, so just to let you guys know, this film, 11 Oscar nominations. So I don't really have to tell you that it's well made. The film is incredibly well made. But my standout things that I really loved is Emma Stone's performance is incredible. It's really, really odd because in the beginning, it has some weird, really awkward moments throughout the film, and Emma delivers them just incredibly. I mean, she really handles every single scene very, very well. Well-deserved Oscar there. Mark Ruffalo also is hilarious. I mean, he absolutely was the highlight of the film for me personally. The cinematography is incredible. Also nominated for an Oscar. It really is beautiful, and it really has a Burton-esque style to it. I don't know if you've watched a lot of Tim Burton stuff, but it really feels like this weird, almost claymation, like built sets that you get to see. And it's really, really cool to see all the little details. Like you can pause almost every single frame of this movie and see basically a work of art. I mean, it really is that well designed. I think it's easily the most competitive film with Barbie for production design. It's up there. It is very, very well executed. The sound is really great. The original score is great as well. It's also nominated for an Oscar. So, I mean, like I said, everything is firing on this film. It's a well-made film, and it challenges the way that you think. The writing is really good. Tony McNamara wrote it. And so it just really solid film, really well-adapted film because it's adapted from the book, and they did a good job doing that. Now, let's talk about a few of the things I didn't like. One of the things I didn't like that's going to be really controversial is the story itself. And the reasoning being, it's just like the themes and the things that you're watching on screen. The film is very, very explicit. It's very sexually explicit. And that's because the movie is exploring sexual awakening and sexual philosophy. And it's exploring all these really fascinating things that as adults we should discuss and talk about. And it's just another thing to watch those things play out on screen, at least for me. And so that was very, very hard to watch for me. I just didn't enjoy that aspect of the film. I think another part of the film is that it really kind of started to drag a little bit for me in Act Two. And so I think it was overly long. I think you could have shaved off a little bit of it. As good as Yorgos was at directing this film, I just don't agree with his worldview. And so it makes the film difficult to enjoy because I don't agree, because he really nails it home. You understand where Yorgos is coming from and his worldview here. And I just don't agree with some of those things, which is okay. It's okay to watch a movie and not agree with what it's trying to say. That's why we have movies, guys. We have movies to explore ideas and thoughts, and I can not like those things, and other people can enjoy those things, and we can be friends and still be huge movie and cinema lovers together. I just realized I said cinema lovers, and probably not the best choice of words for this film. Let's talk about the badge and the ratings. On an entertainment scale, I would give this movie I'd give it a 7. So it was fairly entertaining, even though I didn't love the subject matter and I didn't really like how things were kind of progressing in the story. It still had me wondering what's going to happen next. And that's great in movies, right? You always want to be wondering what is going to happen. And this movie did that fairly well. From a critical standpoint, this is an easy 9 out of 10. I mean, it is firing on all cylinders. There is a reason it's nominated for 11 Oscars. It's because the people that worked on this film knew what they were doing. And Yorgos really did an impeccable job at bringing it all together and giving us something that's going to make us think. From a badge standpoint, I'd give it a couch potato just because it's not something I would encourage everybody to go see. Absolutely not. I think if you're a cinema fan, you would definitely go see it. I think if you are just a regular kind of moviegoer, it's worth the wait. And it might not even be in your ballpark if you are not someone who can handle explicit movies that much. Totally, I would avoid it. At the end of the day, Poor Things does a lot of things well. It's not for everybody. And so look for it to be winning several Oscars this award season. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Would love to have you on this journey with me. Drop in the comments what you think is going to win the most Oscars this year. And until next time, everybody, peace out.